You're tuned into the New Old Heads podcast, premiered every Thursday at noon at BringingDownTheBand.com and brought to you by No Bad Ideas, Coleman Dental, Printfinity, and Indie CD and Vinyl. Support the New Old Heads by visiting our Patreon at patreon.com/newoldheads.
Episode 128 of the New Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7th. I'll work on the rest of it. Longevity, how are you, sir?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Good to see you as always. DJ Jay Diff, fresh to death as always. How are you, brother?
Salutations.
T-Mobile in the house. I see you.
When you gonna get it together, man?
What you mean?
Keep talking about you working on it.
I mean,
what is it that you're working on?
Well, Spoolz told me I let him down because I was getting very repetitive.
You said that 10 episodes ago.
I'm gonna keep saying it until I get to the point where I'm ready. So, just give me time. Stop
Baby
rushing
steps.
me, man. I'm gonna take care of it.
Cue the cry when they had that intervention. He's like, I still love you.
Come on, man.
I don't have that sound bite.
Just let me. Let me take my time. We're gonna be okay. I got it. I'm working on something.
Y'all finished or y'all done?
I'm done. Let me go to the head of the table, Mr. Wavy Light Skin Girls Be Loving Me Now, aka Kansas City Back. Jay Moore, what's going on, sir?
You know what it is. Kicking not high, flapping but can't fly. It is what it is.
I like that. I'm gonna keep continuing to my left. The incomparable DJ Spoolz.
Hello, Michael.
How are you, sir? Welcome back, brother.
Hey, thanks, man. Good to be back. Good to see everybody. Good to see you.
Good to
Side
see
note, never said you let me. Maybe I did.
Yeah, I think
that's the way I took it, Spoolz. Maybe I was wrong.
I guess
Maybe
it
I
was
was
going
wrong.
back and me being like, you're really letting me down, Michael. So I hope I didn't. Maybe I did, but you know what, Mike? Maybe you just don't have to say anything.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That's fair.
But even if he said that you were letting him down, that's okay.
Yeah, it's a part of it, man. It's part of it.
Just keep working at it, or just say, I am Maja 7th, and
Continue on.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm wearing a Bo Jackson shirt today.
Yeah, shout out to Bo Jackson. Had a young man, one of my homies, he's 27. He had no idea who Bo Jackson was.
That's okay.
We kind of talked about this.
He never played Super Tecmo Bowl.
You guys swayed me on my opinion on that because I was a little upset about that. He claimed to be a sports guy, but the Tecmo Bowl point, and then Spoolz said, you got to think about the time frame, the time gap. So I get that. Bo wasn't really.
He's 27, you said?
He's 27 years old. Yeah.
So that would make him born in what?
91?
92?
91.
Yeah,
91.
He missed the whole Bo Jackson.
The
wave.
whole thing.
So so he beat you too, baby. You had to go back and watch.
He didn't have or want any cross trainers. He never went through that.
Okay.
He
never
didn't
played
collect any baseball, football cards.
nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he missed that whole.
He don't know about Upper Deck, none of that.
Nope.
Okay.
Remember they had a cartoon where it was him, Wayne Gretzky, and Michael Jordan?
Yes.
The All Stars.
I brought that up.
No, it was called Pro
maybe like
something.
50 episodes maybe ago.
Word. He actually
probably
did.
Oh,
did,
yeah. You know what? I
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah, I do remember. That thing was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Skybox. I used to collect cars.
What happened to Saturday morning cartoons?
I don't know. Hammerman was on. Loner know about that.
Hammer man.
Hammerman was cold.
There's
Wherever there is crime,
See?
some crooks are
See?
gonna do time.
Let's go. Spoolz
Hammerman.
know. Hammerman was cold.
Was it
no,
cold?
I don't know about that. Remember?
Yeah.
Back then it was cold.
That's ignorant.
It wasn't even cold.
Hammerman is not
It
ignorant.
wasn't
Hammerman's
cold.
like,
I enjoyed the Kid and Play cartoon a little bit more.
I did.
I don't think either one of those cartoons were cold. I think it was just the fact that we had cartoons we could kind of relate to that made us watch them religiously.
That's fit.
They really
you know,
weren't that good.
Honestly,
Hammerman was solid though, man.
No,
really wasn't.
no. If you look at
He
the
was in the
animation,
community, man. Chill. So
he was in the community.
he was.
That makes it a good cartoon.
Right.
Why
It wasn't
you-
better than the PJs,
Yeah, I don't know.
the little claymation joint.
Why you ain't like the fact that Hammer was in the community?
What
I
does that
love how
even
Mike
mean?
comes to conclusions. It's so great.
Right.
Why didn't you like that
I
Hammerman
didn't-
was in the community?
He just said he didn't care
I
for
just-
the cartoon that much.
I think he said I heard that as him saying that he didn't like Hammerman in the community. To me, that's bull, but it's cool. That's your prerogative.
Yeah, you sound just like a politician
Man.
on
Spin.
that bullshit.
I feel you. Episode 128. Shout out to the partners as always. Coleman Dental 317-255-8546. Make sure you get your teeth right. Printfinity as always. They They got some up and coming dope stuff. No Bad Ideas laced us as well. I need this joint because I fish. You know what I'm saying? I'm real country, so I'm definitely going to try to put my bid in. Maybe I have to pay for this one. This was dope.
It actually is made of hemp.
Yes, I see the tag on there as well. So shout out to them. Indie CD and Vinyl, also a partner of ours. And then, as always, bringingdowntheband.com is the hub. So we appreciate all of our, partnerships and things.
Did you guys know that hemp was grown? Oh, go ahead, Sean. You were going to say something.
Before you jump into that, I was just going to say, make sure that you check us out on, if you're in the Indianapolis area, we're going to be at, excuse me, Indie City and Vinyl on Sunday.
Yes.
Doing a live show at 12:30.
Record Store Day.
For Record Store Day, and all these are from Indie City and Vinyl
Record Store.
Are going to be a part of our raffle for all our patrons.
Yes.
Which
Shout out to the patrons.
And you can sign up to be a part of that raffle on patreon.com/newoldheads, which I don't know if you mentioned or not, but
no, good looking out though.
But they have Indie City and Vinyl has been working with Fat Beats. If you're familiar, so we are getting records directly from them, which is dope. So we have I know this is all massively big and everything on the screen, but we have a 𝐀𝐁𝐎𝐿 record, a Nobody record, the new Choosing an Exile, and of course MED and Guilty Simpson.
Word.
A lot of babies.
The theme is babies.
A lot of babies on covers.
I see. Salute to them for helping us out with that. We really appreciate that. Spoolz, you were talking about hemp.
Oh, I was going to just mention. Did you guys know hemp was grown a lot in the country? I don't know, maybe 100 years ago, 80 to 100 years ago. It's one of the strongest natural fibers there is. It was grown a lot. So they made marijuana. It was the Marijuana Tax Act. I think it was in the 30s. But they did allow people to grow hemp during World War II for the war effort. But as soon as the war was over, they made them stop.
I do remember hearing something about that.
The marijuana laws in this country is so many interesting facets to it.
Man.
Still crazy on a federal level. It's a Schedule 1, but that's not what we're talking about tonight. We'll get into that one day.
We'll do that one day.
Oh, man, we could for sure. Directly tied to Mexican Americans.
Wow.
The reason why it's illegal. It's just so, Anyway.
Yeah.
Try to tell me how to live.
Real.
Jump in, Spoolz.
Last thing.
Yes.
I wanted to wish, today is April 9th. We shoot on Tuesdays.
Yes.
I wanted to wish my brother, Trenton Eli Spoolstra, a happy birthday.
Hey,
All right.
happy birthday,
I
brother.
love you, brother.
Happy cake day.
Yeah.
I believe you're 28. I'm so bad. I think it's 4991 if I'm not mistaken. So happy birthday,
I'm not gonna
Trenton.
do the math on that.
I
I'm
love
not
you.
sure.
He's down at Texas A&M doing his thing in grad school.
Aggies, that's what's up.
Also want to say happy birthday to my man. If I have an OG, he's my OG, J.O.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Oakley.
Yes, sir.
Grown man business.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
That man is he's a great person, man. So
Man of 1,000 socks. He always laced with he keep his shoe game on point, keep his sock game
it's
real
interesting
high.
that you just said that because for his birthday, I got him a pair of Pimp C socks.
See,
Nice.
there
He's
it
a big
is.
Pimp C fan. So
Laced.
yeah, man. Happy birthday to those two. Love you guys.
Sure.
Shout
My
out
mom's
to the homie
birthday was
J.O.
yesterday too.
Word.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Mom.
And
Happy
one
birthday.
of our patrons, Sylvia, her birthday is as well.
Sylvia, happy
So-
birthday.
Happy
So
birthday.
how about that?
Happy birthday, Sean's mom, and happy birthday, Sylvia.
Word. Shout out to Red August is in the building as well. Red August, we see you. Hope everything's well with you, brother. We appreciate what you do. Keep it up.
Hateration.
Yeah.
Hateration in his dancery.
I think you blocked him saying. Did you say anything, man? No, I'm good. All right, so let's go ahead. And get it cracking.
Side note: I love that Mike has a mic now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
hate it.
But you're a hater.
I am. All right,
I think you played the announcement sounder.
I
Oh
did.
yeah, I forgot. Yeah,
gotta
let's
get to those.
You
let's
wanna
go
play
around
it
the
again?
table real quick. Thank you. I want to make sure it lingers. Let's go around the room. Does anybody have anything popping that's coming up during the week? Anybody? Anyone?
Well, he just mentioned the Record Store Day.
Got that?
So we'll be there Saturday and Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Section Leaders will be performing. I'm in that group along with Lonegevity, Station Moon, and the homie Grit. So we'll be performing. Come check us out.
That's at
What
Indie
time?
City and Vinyl.
3:30, I believe. Is it 4 o'clock? 4 o'clock. I'm sorry, 4 o'clock.
Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday at 4 o'clock.
Saturday at 4.
We're doing it. We're going to be making some music live, some beats live on Sunday, right after our podcast. So if you come out to see that, then you can stick around and see us make some music live. So
Awesome. And we do our podcast Sunday, 12:30 to 1:30?
Correct.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yep.
Come on out and partake, if you will. Jay Moore, run the schedule down real quick before we get started.
Okay, of course, on Thursday, be at Tiki Bob's with Lemmy Vice, DJ Action Jackson. That has turned into just the most ridiculous, over-the-top party in the city. So
Come check you
shout out
out
to
one
everybody
night,
who
man.
comes to participate in that. Let's see, on Friday, I'm going to be up in Castleton at the Epic Ultra Lounge with
Okay.
Teddy Hardy and Team Liddy.
Okay.
We're going to be doing Ladies Love R&B Fridays. So
I like that.
kind of a new ladies' night. It's been going real well, so we're looking to grow that, especially as this weather gets warmer. You know how sundresses come out. We want to see that.
We'll talk about that off camera. I like that.
And
I
then
like sundresses.
I do too.
Saturday
I like
night.
sundresses.
Stop, man. Stop. Man.
Saturday night, me and DJ Lockstar will be at the Casbah. Like I said, it's like going to an old school house party in the basement.
Word.
So, yeah, man, just
Shout out
keeping
to Jay
everything.
Moore having his own private booth at the Casbah.
That's just it. That's there for everybody.
They hand him his chicken wings through the opening in the booth. Like,
First of all, there's
You're-
no chicken wings in the Casbah.
I was going to say, do they have chicken wings?
If
there?
they get that rumor, they'd be unstoppable. But no, we don't have that. But they do have some incredible chicken and fish at Epic Ultra Lounge. So get
I thought
involved
they
with that.
handed you fish dinners through the window. My apologies.
Okay, no,
Sorry about
I had
that.
to correct you, so it's all good.
All good.
But also, can never forget me, DJ Metronome, and then a myriad of guests coming through every Tuesday night for Take That Tuesday. Like I said, shout out to everybody who celebrated the 13 years with us a couple weeks ago. We
Great
appreciate
night.
it. So, yeah, that's what I'm into.
Word.
Jay Diff, did I miss anything from you, sir?
Nah.
No.
Lo-Fi Saturday night is still going on.
David
Yeah.
Peck, we see you. We
Yep.
see you, David Peck.
So yeah, that in the 2 days at Record Store Day at Indie City Vinyl.
Yeah.
Record store.
Hopefully we blessed with good weather. Hope everything goes well with that so we can go out there and have a good time. All right, let's jump into the rundown.
I'll just be working for the most part. I don't know. I start a new project maybe in a week or two. I hope I don't have to travel too much for it, but aside from that, just working, man.
Yo, it feels
for
real
sharing.
dope to be whole.
Don't bother
It feels
me,
real dope
I'm
to be whole.
working.
All right,
How about
man.
that?
I'm
Do
gonna
some
see
yard work, man. If it's nice outside, if it's nice out, get outside and
Yeah, I really hope Red
burn
August
some
is-
leaves and some twigs and stuff like that.
Shout out to Spoolz and a brush pile. We see you. Gotta have a brush pile. When you grown and you own a home, you have to have a brush pile. 100%.
If the weather's good, Mike,
You
can
gotta
come over
have
and mow
one
my
and you
yard.
just leave there.
I'm sorry, say it again.
I said if the weather's nice, you can come over and mow my yard.
Man, you know what we call that, don't you?
What?
White privilege. Yeah.
That's not what that is.
Yeah, it is. He tried to make me cut his grass. You know why.
We did mention maybe getting out and playing some ball. We got
Yeah,
6 people, 3-on-3.
I'm with it.
That'd be
We,
fun.
we
I
also
don't
need
hoop,
to
man.
schedule another
I'm sorry,
golf-
Terry.
I don't hoop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like to stand in one spot.
All right. Well, you
Hope the
two,
ball comes to me.
you two have to be on. Yeah, y'all two have to be on different teams.
Yeah, if y'all want to play
Facts.
some flag football, I can get
Oh.
down with that.
So you're gonna play flag football, but you won't dribble a basketball?
I'll
around on
dribble.
the
I'm
half
just
court?
saying, I know where my skill set is.
It's not in
That's fine.
basketball.
my skill set is in more so in football than it is in
It's-
basketball.
It's golf dressing.
Golf dressing.
Hey, he was
Yes.
clean, wasn't he,
Oh,
Spoolz?
okay.
You were
Yeah.
the sharpest.
Yeah, he was clean.
I didn't say anything bad about anything. I just said your golf dressing game is
High.
strong.
Thank you.
High.
You were the sharpest dude on the course that day.
Easily.
I didn't have the best game though.
You
That's all
said
that
it.
Matters.
I didn't say it. Yeah.
That's
You
all
said
that
it.
matters.
And you know what though? We had a great time.
We did.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Creased
Man,
to the all the way down. I
Yeah.
saw you. Yeah. Nice spikes.
when he came out, that's the first time we were playing. I go, damn, Terry.
Yeah.
You got it all. He goes, I dressed the part well.
He had a glove
I
and
hope
everything,
so.
man.
Already.
Boy, it was ready. I was gonna say golf.
Well, you know, everybody uses a glove.
I don't, man. You know that. I don't use a glove.
90% of people use gloves.
There you
Yeah.
go. I'm in at 10%. All right. So, I hate to jump into this with a 45-ish post, but I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. This is per CNN. The Trump administration on Monday canceled a deal that made it easier for Cuban baseball players to compete professionally in the United States. This decision that swiftly drew criticism from the Cuban Baseball Federation. The move rolls back another Obama-era effort aimed at warning relations between the two countries. The deal was reached in December, which would have allowed Cuban citizens to play Major League Baseball without being forced. I don't know. I'm tripping on my reading here. Hold on. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Skip it if you don't know it.
It also
like
allowed
in
the
school.
Cuban government to claim a fee from MLB teams that drafted Cuban players. So long story short, your boy's throwing another fit. I don't think this has anything to do with anything but him trying to stunt as being the president of the United States.
Is this a weird
To that, you
immigration
say
thing?
what?
Based around his immigration
Yes,
ideas?
I think it has something to
Probably.
do with that. 100%.
Can't get the wall, so we're going to...
There you go. There you go.
Well,
That's the way I see it.
And, conservatives in general don't like Cuba or people to visit Cuba and stuff like that. So I wonder if it's more of a Cuban thing than a...
I really think he's trying to use this as a, as a way to prove his point when we speak about immigration. To me, this is crazy because you might want to take a look at the stats in terms of, Spoolz probably could speak to this, in terms of how diversified baseball is. In terms of those
Cuban
players.
B.
100%.
No, I wasn't familiar with that until you mentioned it.
I saw it yesterday.
And is it specific really just to like baseball players? Like,
This is strictly MLB.
huh?
Yep.
That's really strange, man. I don't know. That just seems like super specific and
Weird.
He probably knows some owners or who knows, dude.
Right.
It just seems.
It's just weird, man. Go ahead, Jay.
I think it's two-tiered. First of all, he's hell-bent on erasing President Obama's legacy.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
anything, whether it be good or bad, whether it's politically expedient for him to do these things, it doesn't matter, because if it has President Obama's name on it, he has to be against it.
100%.
And I think it has a small piece to do with immigration, but if you really wanted, to save more MLB jobs for American-born players, Cuba would not be your target. It would be the Dominican Republic.
See, that's where I'm.
So
I've been removed from being a huge baseball fan. So
I
that's
honestly
my fault.
think this is more about, Obama's name is on that. Let me go ahead and reverse that decision.
That's a good point.
It doesn't really have to do anything with policy.
Okay.
I think, and I believe when Sean said about conservatives just believing we should never have this warming relation with Cuba because they're communists, but at the same time, so is China still. And we seem not to have that same issue.
You make a
with
great
them.
point, Jay, about the as far as erasing Obama, like the whole. It's like Obamacare.
Yeah,
it's just
and with nothing to replace it now. They admit they have nothing to replace it with. They just want to get rid of it.
I remember when we first started talking, Terry and I were talking about this, like shortly into his presidency, Trump's, and you had made that point, like he's going to erase everything, and I was like, no, that seems he sucks, and I don't like him, but that seems kind of petty. And I was wrong. That's exactly what he's
petty is
doing.
his brand.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
That's his brand.
Jay,
Like gets into Twitter beefs with celebrities. That's his brand, pettiness.
got a lot of KD in him in terms of responding to everything that's going on. I've never seen a player that. Well, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jay.
Quit
Remember when
hating on
KD
Kevin.
didn't give a damn about no damn Drake Day? Remember that?
God damn it.
Yeah, KD hear everything. He got a burner count to prove it. Go ahead.
No, I don't really have anything. I think y'all pretty much touch on it.
Okay.
He's basically just trying to either erase President Obama's legacy or try to keep influencing this, what's it called? The immigrant thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just it's busy work for him.
Yeah.
Right now, it's like, hey, more Spanish-speaking people I'm trying to keep out of the country.
And he hype about it too. Like he like, yeah, we're making progress.
So Donald Sterling, what do you think?
He's got AIDS.
There you go.
Okay, well there it is.
Great segue into the next topic. Thank you, Ramon.
That's pretty harsh, Donald.
That's wild that he just jumped in like that.
Yeah,
I know.
it's crazy.
When he got those A's.
We don't even we don't fool with Donald like that, but sometimes we need to do that. So
Wow.
yeah, exactly. I guess we can go right into some music because it's tons of things going on in music. Shout out to Memphis. Come on, man.
Philly?
I mean, you
The
usually
people
go
listening
through a
can't
couple
see
more
you like
things.
pausing with your
All right,
arm.
I'm sorry. Sorry for everybody that's listening. Shout out to Memphis, man. Where we going, Terry? Where we need to shout out?
I usually say Orange Mound, but
Thank
it's
you.
after you've said a few.
I
He
ain't
usually
had
says
a-
county seat.
Well, let him
Yeah.
say it. Let him say it. Go ahead, Jay Moore.
Man, this has gotten really bad.
Just
Yeah.
go, Mike. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, you know what?
Killed the
Maybe
whole vibe, bro.
Maybe Memphis
We
knows
all
we love
did.
him.
We love the
Shout out
city
to
of
Philly.
Memphis and
Shout
the
out to
city of
Philly.
Philadelphia.
That's all I
both.
need. Thank you, Spoolz.
Yeah.
All right. So Kodak Black has been in the news, right?
Yes, he has.
So.
Hey, you stupid. So I hate that I have to read these dumbass comments, but I'm going to read them. There's a video of him, and I guess his homies were recording. It was on his Instagram Live. This is pertaining to him trying to holler at Lauren London. I don't see this as a matchup ever, but whatever. So there's a video of him basically just talking at Cash about how fine she is, and rest in peace to Nip, but like all that type of bullshit. So I pulled 2 quotes from what he said. One of them was, "She gonna be a whole widow." That's pretty stupid. Number 2 is, "I'll give her a year or so to cry and shit and to mourn, dude, but after that, I'm shooting my shot," or I'm paraphrasing here. Who says that type of shit after dude just passed away? He's not even in the ground yet. So there is a campaign that's going around, cancel Kodak Black, because of these disrespectful comments. Game lashed out, T.I. lashed out. Who am I missing? Am I missing anybody else that lashed out at him? It was a couple more dudes that really got at him. Shout out Gilly. Tank didn't really.
No, he really did.
He didn't really fit what I was going, but yeah.
First and foremost, Tank is the one who got it.
Tank was like, "That ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't it." But Gilly the Kid got at him probably for about 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm coming your way, Jay Diff.
Cool.
Talk to me about Kodak, man. Is he out of pocket? You know what I'm saying? Saying she's gonna be a whole widow. That's the dumbest shit I've ever.
I mean,
somebody
it's
tell
not
me
that
what
she's
that
going to
means?
be a whole
Exactly.
widow. She is a widow.
He said she, but that's what he said. I'm quoting what he said. She gonna be a
Right,
whole
right.
widow.
What does
I
that
mean-
mean?
I have no idea.
People just like to
I mean,
put
it's just because
a whole
Nipsey
something in
passed.
front of stuff now. Just
No, a whole widow. Like she's a widow. She's a whole widow. Like is that slang for something?
That's just people
Yeah.
say like whole as slang. Yeah, so
be like,
he's a whole asshole.
yeah, exactly.
fitting.
That's
Like
exactly
that?
the way you
Yeah.
would use that. Yeah, very good,
What the
Spoolz.
fuck, man? What's this dude's deal? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Terry. I didn't mean to. I was
I'm
just trying to
sorry.
understand.
I'm wholly thirsty right now.
Stop, man. Go ahead.
But yeah,
Can't take long nowhere.
I mean, he was out of pocket. I mean, it's too. There really isn't a good time to be on live talking about trying to holler at someone's wife or girl who just passed away. You know what I'm saying?
I'll give her a year to cry.
Yeah,
and
that's
shit.
that's just whack, and there's no way around it.
Chill
And
dumbass out of here.
I know T.I. got at him, told him that he was out of pocket, out of line. He commented on the post or what. You know what I'm saying? This isn't the first thing that Kodak has done. He's actually set to go to court for some kind
serious
of abuse.
stuff, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
some
he's
serious
got
stuff.
a skin beef.
Yeah, he's
serious
got
stuff.
that going on. He's went at Lil Wayne's daughter, Lil
Yep.
Wayne's baby mama.
Yep.
Lauren London is also one of Lil Wayne's baby mamas.
Facts.
Forgot about
So I mean, there's a few layers to it, but at the end of the day, it's about respect.
Yeah.
Nipsey hasn't even had his services yet,
Right.
and here we are talking about trying to give her some time to cry, and then I might try to do something or whatever. You know, and I've seen a lot of people defending it, saying that it really wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
This is the thing. I feel like everybody has desensitized everything clear across the board.
Yeah.
So it does not matter what you do or say, as long as it's not something that's inflicting harm physically on somebody.
Yep.
Then it's almost okay. Like, well, what did he do? I mean, and then his apology was half-assed because he didn't even acknowledge or respect Nipsey in the apology. He was just saying, dude.
Yeah.
He just kept saying, dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
And
this man just passed away.
Even during his apology, he still was
very defiant,
being like, "Yeah, I still want that smoke though." Like that's not an apology. That's a half-ass apology.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm cool.
Kodak is who everybody knows who Kodak is. So I mean, it's an unfortunate situation.
That brother's he say a project baby. I'm like, yeah, like
look, there are plenty of people from the project. Nipsey was from he was from the hood, and the project came from nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I guess, when people say, "Oh, I'm disappointed in Kodak," why are you disappointed in Kodak Black?
That's a
like,
fair
this
question.
dude is like a Sambo doll that came to life and makes rap records. Like, this was, I mean, as a gesture, it was bad. Like, remember when Big Red showed up to the funeral and tried to kick it to Diane Carroll in the 5 Heartbeats? Yeah. Like, is that level of tacky?
He called Kodak Black a niglet.
But
Big Red was trash for that, by the way.
Jay Moore did.
Yeah.
But it's just like, but, the reaction to it, I think, is also very interesting because Kodak Black has been out of pocket for a minute on a lot of things.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I saw some of the people who I've wanted to criticize him, specifically the game.
Uh-oh.
Like, didn't you post a freestyle about how you were having sex with people's wives who are
Joe
alive
Budden
right now?
And Kanye West.
And I'm thinking, for you to try to be the moral authority on this is quite interesting. But also, what is the level at which we cancel somebody? Okay, what he did was disrespectful, but doesn't this guy have a pending rape beef and is pled out on other stuff?
He should have been canceled already.
So
if y'all are going to cancel him now.
But the thing I don't like is how, to a certain extent, the culture has been getting at this dude for a minute, but I feel like there are some, I don't want to say feminists, because I don't want to paint that in a bad light. Yeah. But then they're like, "Oh, now you want to cancel Kodak Black?" It's like, no, I've seen that every day. We've been talking about the problems Kodak. You saw what happened with him and Ebro on Hot 97. Yeah.
I hope so.
So it's at this point where now that it seems like okay, enough is enough. We're like now people they still want this to fit their own narrative.
Yeah.
As opposed to just being happy that this young man is finally being held accountable for his foolishness. And I don't and the thing is, I'm never one of those people that says, "Oh, he's only 21." Yeah. Or whatever. I mean,
that's
I realize
not an excuse. That's not an excuse for dumb shit. That's not an excuse.
Everybody is not at a certain they haven't had a chance to evolve and figure things out. But he seems to just do things and but that's why he keeps going back and forth to jail.
Hold that thought. Spoolz, jump in. What do you think about this? That's the best way I can toss it up.
We need a whole ass opinion from
you. I need a whole ass opinion from you.
How old, just out of curiosity, how old is he now?
He's 21.
21, 22 years old at the most. I
don't know. It's the point of the game coming out and trying to say something is interesting. It's a big reason why I don't pay attention to any of this shit. I try really hard not to, because if that isn't some blind leading the blind, judging the blind type shit, this shit's ridiculous, man. And people eat it up. I've said that phrase a million times in this podcast. People eat this shit up, man.
It's true though.
Nothing. I guess some things aren't really that sacred anymore, and the envelope always has to get pushed to the point where now we're talking about, in MGK's case, a minor. If you guys remember that when he was talking about.
Oh yeah.
Eminem's daughter, when that was just supposed to be kind of funny, and then Kodak Black, supposedly getting a pass for saying this disrespectful shit. I don't know, man. It's just, I think it's silly, and I try really hard not to pay attention to it because none of this shit matters, and he's a shitty rapper.
You're not missing much, my friend. I'll tell you that. Lone, put a bow on it. I guess we pretty much already covered, the majority of the.
Oh, did you?
The foolishness of it. But please, brother, by all means.
Oh, did you?
By all means.
Tell us if we
Tell
did.
us.
No,
If we
well,
did.
all right. So he was on Instagram Live.
Yep.
Did it seem like from watching the video that he was legitimately speaking into the camera, or was it like off the side, like just some stuff he
No,
was
he
talking
was looking
about?
right. The camera was facing him. He knew he was on live. It
I
wasn't-
think he knew he was being recorded.
he wasn't just having like a dirtball conversation with one of
Yeah.
his homies.
That's
I think he knew.
I must have saw
It
something
wasn't
else.
locker room talk.
Yeah.
I must have saw something else.
Trumpism.
I
Right.
see you.
Well, when I was watching it,
He wasn't facing the camera though.
not
No, he
the
was.
parts I saw.
Was he?
I mean,
No,
I
because
don't-
there are some like, unfortunately, there's several videos because he keeps digging himself a deeper hole.
Oh,
with this.
okay. Well, I saw the one. I think I know what you're talking about. The one I saw,
Okay.
he was kind of facing off. and
He
it
wasn't
was
even-
side
like you
view.
saw
It
his
wasn't
back.
a secret. He knew it was being recorded.
That's what I think.
If
in my
that's
opinion,
the angle that you're going at, like,
Yeah.
my angle is, yeah, but it wasn't like he was like, Nipsey and Nipsey's wife. All right, it wasn't. It didn't seem. I don't know. From what I saw, which obviously isn't right, it didn't seem like it was like overly intentional. It just seemed like it was just some stuff he was saying, which doesn't make it any better. It just
all.
seemed different. I'm not in any way vouching for Kodak Black, so but
I do think it's funny that like he had a show like the next night and they put up they had a vigil for Nipsey Hussle and put a whole outside of his concert, just because there's certain ways that you could scold people.
Yeah.
at Kodak's concert.
Yeah, at Kodak's concert.
Oh.
And you can scold people into trying, but like when you see the genuine love that people have for
It's
Nipsey, maybe
everywhere,
that,
though.
maybe that. I mean, I know some people just have darkness in their hearts. I don't know about Kodak Black, but it was like maybe some way instead of cussing at him over social media, maybe there's another way to show this kid because clearly what's happening now isn't working.
Right.
I
agree with
think
that.
that's a good point in general. If I had any type of contrary thoughts as to just throw him in the trash can, it would be he is probably a human.
Probably. Now.
And he is
Remember that, Red August.
and
probably.
he is probably capable of learning from the situation.
Right.
Spoolz
And
is
so-
He's young, 21 years
21.
old.
You know,
I just want to know who's like around him, and I get you guys talk about
just tact.
raised
for
in the
lack of a better-
projects or raised in whether it's a trailer park projects or
Yeah.
low income house. I get it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. That's just I mean, last thing I wanted to say too, and isn't this kind of like the Tekashi route in a way?
as
Maybe
far
like
as what?
just like slow, maybe tweak just a little bit, talking shit about people who.
I think it's just this generation where we'll
Yeah.
do anything for attention.
Yeah,
I think that's what it
Tekashi was
is.
more. He was more embellishing the talking shit, like poking the bear type.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think Kodak. This is just Kodak. This is him.
Him. Yeah,
This-
I think
this is
yeah.
what he does.
Like I don't
agree
think
with
this
that.
is an act with Kodak.
Nah,
like
it's
when I've
not.
seen him be interviewed, this is who he is.
I
It's
think
even like
Gotcha.
J. Cole touched on it even in the Middle Child song when he talked about Kodak and was saying that he wished he had better guidance.
Yeah.
This is a situation, one
Yeah.
exact situation he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? That was
Makes
a
sense.
precursor before he even did the shit.
Spoolz talked about when we, before we jumped into the actual rundown, he talked about J.O. and he referenced him as, kind of like an OG type situation. That's what I think this kid needs. Like, it's not about his peers. It's about the people that, like Tip. When Tip got at him like that, he could have called him and be like, yo, you need to calm down, bruh. Or whoever, like some of the older people that were like that, they could have called him and be like, yo, you need to chill, man. You making yourself look
I
bad.
kinda
You messing
see
up
it.
your bag.
I see it both ways though, because you're dealing with entertainers,
Okay.
and
Okay.
it was done on a public platform,
Okay.
and I don't really see it being a problem with T.I. coming out saying it on a public platform.
That's fair.
Because it was initially done on a port.
It was initially done on a public platform.
All right.
So
Okay.
him saying it's not even, he wasn't even like real disrespectful in what he said. He just told him he was out of pocket,
Right.
and that if he seen him,
He would tell
he
him
would
that to
tell
his
him
face.
to his face that he was out of pocket. He didn't say I was gonna go in your pockets
He didn't.
or I'm gonna knock you out when I see you.
He
He
definitely
said
used-
when I see you or if I were to see you, I would tell you that you're out of pocket.
I wanted to talk to you on your man in your face.
Exactly.
Absolutely brilliant.
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really see anything wrong with that. And a lot of people had a lot to say about that, but they were saying it on a social platform. It's like, how are you going to talk about somebody saying something on a social platform on a social platform?
But
doesn't make any
thing.
sense.
What, especially when we talk about how specifically these really young rappers, like these have to be the most fragile, and hip hop is known for fragile egos. Let's just keep it real.
100%.
You know, that's where a lot of the competition and this culture comes from. But everything moves so quickly now because of social media, because you can record an HD video of you saying something out of pocket or replying to somebody saying something out of pocket. And the thing is, these kids, what I've seen is when people try to reprimand them over social media, they just double down on the bullshit. So I think almost if, you know, whether it be this situation or anything happens in the future, because we never want to see it escalate to where anybody gets hurt.
Nah,
you know,
it's not. Yeah,
I think there does need to be some of that. You know, look, young man, let's go over here. I want to talk to you for a minute.
What I hate about that too is, you know, when you see the dumb shit or you see people doing dumb stuff, anytime you see someone that's an elder statesman and they want to try to come in and intervene, however they use, you know, however they are approaching it, it's they old. Are you old? You hating? Like everybody that's older than you that's trying to come at you and drop jewels on you or even try to put an inkling of knowledge into you is not old and hating. Like, that's what I see. Like, all I saw was, oh, man, Tip old, man. The game is old. Y'all just washed. No, like, they're really trying to address a youngster that's really out here looking like a dumbass and saying dumb shit that could be detrimental to his career. You notice that Big Boy and one of the LA stations said, we're not playing his records anymore. So now you messing with the bag, all because of what you're saying on IG. So you have to be mindful of the things that you say. So even if you don't agree with the approach, like, I think their intentions were good. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, calm down, be cool on what you're saying. But for some reason, everybody that does that is old.
I don't know.
Old washed.
I say fuck the bag.
Fuck the bag. Okay.
Only reason I say that is because if he's doing that only because he wants to help them protect the bag, he ain't really helping them do it.
No, I'm saying
real character building.
That's fair. Mm-hmm. That's fair. But it is going to affect his bottom line by the comments that he's saying. That's all I'm saying.
For sure.
But I see.
And that might be a segue into a bigger conversation. So
sure.
I can see that.
No, that's, I mean, just
go ahead, Spoolz. I'm sorry.
Real quick. The doubling down on the bullshit, like Jay Moore was saying, that frustrates me so much. Another reason why I stay off of social media. Like, there's no, like, real good conversation. I mean, I take that back. That is totally not true.
Nothing good ever came of that shit.
I struggle with that part of it. I do better with face to face, I guess. But I don't get it, man. And honestly, I guess the only thing I can say to that is there are, and this is kind of like, I don't know, streets or not streets or just life, man. Like, people in our age group and a little older than us, I'd say 10 years, like right now, 35, 45. Like, are we setting a good example?
Good point.
Not only that, there is sometimes something that exists that just because you did it, it's not okay that younger people do it too.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
You know, and I think it's hard sometimes for people to do that, to say, you know, they feel hypocritical. But you're not. You're just being older. Like,
yeah,
it's a trigger point too, because you don't want to be told that you're being hypocritical.
Right.
Yeah.
So then the conversation goes nowhere.
Exactly.
That's a fact.
And that's when people double down on the bullshit, because, you know, you could make an argument if Kodak's not going to articulate it this way because he doesn't articulate things particularly well. It's like, T.I., really, what have you shown me as an example when you were at the same point in my career? Game, what have you shown me? Like, how can you guys try to... But at the same time, if they would talk to him in a different way and not out of just anger, they could have said, hey, young man, I've seen where just being disrespectful for the sake of being disrespectful
absolutely
has gotten you. It didn't do anything for my career.
It's all about the presentation.
You know,
it is
presentation.
Just like on one of the shows,
they spoke from emotion too. I mean, that's part
emotion,
of it too.
And it's an emotional situation. You know, when somebody you know who was doing something so positive and now they're gone, you don't want to see anyone disrespect them. But it was many moons ago on the show we talked about how there was a man who stepped in when he saw some youngsters fighting in the street. And instead of coming at them with the same aggression that they had towards each other.
That was incredible. Yeah.
He said, young man, do you realize what you're doing here is counterproductive to your lives? And like, in shout out to him. I wish I remember his name because like I always think like, would I have the courage if I saw that same thing? Because, you know, these kids are wild for the night. You know, they might be like, F you, old man, and somebody pulls out a gun and that's it. And like, that's what I get for trying to help people.
Yeah.
But that's...
I mean, that has happened to people before.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sadly, you know, so that it takes a lot of courage, man. Like,
yeah,
you know.
but I think about that particular example, and you know, those young men, instead of beating each other to death or feeling like whoever lost had to come back with a gun, it stopped right there because there was somebody older who had more wisdom and knowledge who stepped in.
Well, here's a I guess this we were talking about Nipsey obviously with Kodak, but here's another thing that actually happened, and now this on the flip side to what we talked about with Kodak and disrespect. To me, this is hilarious, and this is Future's comments.
Oh my God!
There was a post where there's a rapper named Young Scooter. And he was posting, you know, in response to a post about Nipsey, rest in peace, Nipsey, blah, blah, blah. So Future comes in and he says something to the effect of, we need more real niggas like Nipsey Hussle. We need more like us. So he's kind of grouping himself, you know, with Nip. And two of the comments that I laughed extremely hard in the reply section on IG were, instead of worrying about being like Nipsey, you need to be more like Russell Wilson.
Wow.
Now that,
damn,
I laughed extremely hard when I saw
Hurt
that.
his feelings.
Yeah, that's funny.
How about that?
Yeah, that's funny when you.
That is.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's a master troll. Whoever said that, that's brilliant.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. The second one I saw that was funny was the only thing that you taught us. Only thing that you've taught us is how to be a junkie. I said, damn. Yeah, but I also said after they said that, I also said, "Where's the lie?"
There is no lie.
There is no lie.
Here's the thing, though, and
what does he?
Future's on some bullshit because everybody knows. It's funny because just last week we were like, unfortunately, if there was somebody like a Future that this happened to, it wouldn't have impacted us as much.
Not even close.
And then for him to come out and say that, what's fucked up about it too?
Thanks for watching the show, Future.
Right.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
What's fucked up about it though is like Nipsey is more popular now that he's gone than he was when he was here. And a lot of that has to do with the same people that are criticizing Future, saying that your content would not qualify you as a Nipsey.
Not even
You're
close.
not doing the same shit that Nipsey's doing. But why are we praising and giving these bullshit ass rappers all of this energy and all this clout in order for them to gain this popularity? But you have a Nipsey Hussle who just this past week sold more albums than it did when it first came out.
Yeah.
Victory Lap sold more albums this past week than it did when it first came out. And I'm not saying that Nipsey Hussle's message is all positivity and all.
No, he embraced the fact and clearly, you know, talked about the fact that he was from the streets and that helped him, you know, become who he was.
But it's motivational rap at the same time.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But people pay attention to the bullshit.
Yeah.
And then when something like this happens, then you want to call out all the bullshit motherfuckers that you support. And I've been an avid person on this podcast that says, I don't understand where Future fans are coming from or why they fuck with dude like that.
I've been told that he embraces, well, not embraces, he holds, there's a piece of him that is musical genius because of melodies.
No.
I've been told that it's harder than you think to write these songs. These 2 minute and 12-second records. I've been told
Who's telling you this? Like
these are people that are young.
About?
These are people that are younger than me, family members,
that
coworkers.
Know what they're talking about.
I thought they were credible to a certain extent, but
Yeah.
sometimes I
This
wanted
doesn't-
to. His family, I wanted to.
I'm not trying to be too
That
harsh
would
on
even
those
make.
Go
folks.
ahead.
Yeah, no.
I'm with you, Spool. I'm coming to you, actually, Spool.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be.
care.
I'm not trying to be too hard. I mean, if you like what you like, I'm not trying to be harsh on those folks who
100%.
said that to you. But I think I've said this before too, man. It hurts me in my soul
Yeah.
that he calls himself Future Hendrix, man.
Thank you.
Like when I saw that,
He ain't even left-handed.
My jaw dropped.
Wow.
I was like, why and how? Why and how? No way. There's no way.
He can't play no guitar.
So
You dropped some wisdom right there. They're gonna Google that. He's not even left-handed.
does
I see
he
what you did.
does he do anything within his community that we know of? Future.
I hope so.
I hope so.
I hope so.
I don't know.
Pays child support.
The thing about it is, I'm sure a lot of rap.
Stop, man.
I'm
Don't
sure
do
a
that.
lot of artists, a lot of people do something.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
the thing about it is, Nipsey did so much more.
Yeah.
There's more to it than showing up at the Boys and Girls Club, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
No,
But
that matters.
he
His
actually
love
was
matters.
trying to buy up everything and make his neighborhood, the neighborhood that he grew up in, where he's from, he was in the midst of building that up
Yeah.
and making that like a cream of the crop area.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't really, and I've been seeing a lot of posts where there's a Nipsey Hussle in your city, this, that, and the other. To a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody, and I'm not taking anything away from anybody, but Nipsey had the funds in order to do what he needed to do in order to put that in motion.
Yeah.
Now, there are people that are planting these seeds in everybody's city, I would like to believe.
Sure.
There's definitely some here.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I wouldn't go as far as to say there's actually Nipsey Hussles here.
Exactly.
There are people with that hustle hand that are like Nipsey, but there is not Nipsey per se.
I agree with
feel
that.
me?
I agree with that 100%. He took the, I guess from being an entrepreneur and just having that ambition. I think you're talking about the people that are in those hoods. They're more on the ground level in terms of where Nipsey was. I don't know, 8, 9, 10 years ago.
They may even be further than that, but
Maybe
I
further
think
than that.
I think his mind state
Yeah.
and his aim is a little different than what some other people's are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's easy to say that. It sounds good, especially
Right.
in the midst of what the situation, what we're going through. Emotions are high. I think one of you guys said that as well. But just to throw it around like there's a Nipsey everywhere. Be careful because this guy is not the normal.
No, there's one guy in particular that I could definitely name drop but I'm not going to. But in Indianapolis, it does. But that I think fits that
mold. Yeah.
But it's still not the level of what Nipsey was at, just because of just how big he was.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm seeing visuals like there are DC, Dallas,
We had one here.
Indianapolis, Chicago.
We had one
You know what
here.
I'm saying? Like
New York.
New York. Shout out to Dave East. Dave East was out.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Talking
like
about
Dave East.
Yeah, I like Dave East too. He's dope. Talking about, they had records that they just finished and they were talking about shooting a video.
Yeah, we had talked about that last
Yeah,
week.
like that's dope though. Like to
Right.
see that love across the world.
Right.
Like they're having this memorial at the Staples Center. That's different.
That's incredible.
Which
One thing I just wanted to say, as far as when you were talking about Future, there is something to be said about. Somebody said planting the seeds, but there's something to be said about legacy.
Yeah.
And that being important to you, and what you want to be like. Kind of, it's not. I guess it can be selfish if you want it to be, like how you want to be remembered and all that stuff. But like, what are you doing? I saw a quote one time. My brother has it on his wall, but it's like talks about how it takes a noble person to basically plant a seed that will bear fruit
After they die.
Yeah. And I think Nipsey was one of those dudes.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
sure.
And I don't
agree.
think Future necessarily is, unless he's into some things that,
We don't know about.
right.
Yeah.
I think his legacy is a little bit maybe more selfish. That might be real deep and real judgmental, but that's
But that's 99% of
It is.
not just rappers and entertainers or athletes, but that's
people in general.
Just people in general.
But that's also what
Kendrick Lamar wants to have. His legacy is going to be incredible. J. Cole's legacy is going to be incredible.
Sure. Yeah.
Not just because of their music, but because of what they're doing for others. Right.
I agree.
And they don't need to come on an Instagram post and say, "This is what we need more people like us."
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Like one of the we can talk about just take it to the sports world. There are people who we're going to know them for what they did on the field. But one guy that we all should know and should applaud, if you know anything about Warwick Dunn and the work that he's done in
multiple
from
homes.
the spirit of his mother that was a police, I believe it was a police officer who was killed, and basically has created a situation where hundreds of families have, so a guy like that, once people start telling his story, when hopefully he lives a nice long life and is able to continue to do good works, they're going to be like, it's going to be like, wow, this guy was really doing incredible, and the guy who goes into the Hall of Fame, because Warwick Dunn was very good, but I don't think he's a Hall of Fame talent. When he passes, it's not going to be the same thing, because when you're talking about a legacy and what you've done to actually impact people's lives, Warwick Dunn on that level is a Hall of Famer.
And,
it's funny
real quick, Future, I just want to say Future, like, I don't, again, might be doing a lot we don't know. I just want to be fair. I don't want to be too judgmental. You certainly don't hear much about it. And he certainly isn't championed for doing that. But furthermore, I also want to say that if we're right about all this, like, he can start turning it around tomorrow if he wants.
Absolutely.
And I hope he does. Like, I don't have any hatred for that dude.
No.
Like, he's got a lot of sway and influence, and if he wanted to, publicly start doing more stuff, kind of like what Nipsey was doing, or others like him, like a Warwick Dunn, or he could, and I think that'd be great. So.
It's funny that you said Warwick Dunn, because we talk about sports here and there. I'm a huge sports fan. Me and Spoolz talk about that a lot. Jay Morris, but y'all dibble and dabble in it. But Marshawn Lynch in Oakland.
Yeah.
Like it's very similar to
creating low income housing.
Yeah,
so
like
people
it's
who
got
are from
that
Oakland can actually stay there.
Exactly. It's got that Nipsey type vibe. Like Marshawn Lynch, everybody knows him for I'm just here so I'm not gonna get fined and all that other stuff. But fam is actually out there in the community that he grew up in, doing some of the same things that Nipsey is doing. So I think Nipsey's death has shown us that we have to pay more attention to the people that are doing the things that he's doing, or the people that are going along the path that he was. Like, you have to give these people their flowers now and understand.
We should do a new segment where we give people flowers.
We should. Yeah.
And
dope.
Future, if you're listening, which you probably are, because that's
I need him to share it though.
Like, prove us wrong.
Yes,
prove us and
wrong.
everybody who decided to retweet you and reply and say you're not cut from that same cloth. Prove us wrong.
Prove us wrong.
There are a lot of people who are very humble about those things and don't like to let people know when they do give money and stuff like that. Prince was like that. Kendrick Lamar is like that. So could be a case of that. If I were a betting man, I'd say probably not.
Yeah.
But to Jay Moore's point, prove us wrong.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of people trying to benefit off the energy of Nipsey Hussle as well, trying to
people are
kind of masquerade.
They're
like
scalping
they're
the tickets to his funeral.
It's disgusting, man. Some of the stuff I've seen is disgusting, bro.
Well, they're going to try to act like they're like him.
Yeah.
Or cut from that same cloth. And it's basically, at the end of the day, for personal gain.
Yeah.
Which goes back to, this is why you're not him.
Yeah, I mean, it's become popular in this very moment. It's popular to do that.
Well said. I was searching to
let's see if you're still around in
that's
a
it.
year.
The longevity.
That's a big
Show
part
me
of
the
it.
schools, the technology you're teaching kids. You
know
what
what?
I'm saying?
And shout out to Little John. He's been building schools in Africa, and nobody talks about it.
At all.
Shout out to 𝐀𝐿.
Shout out to 𝐀𝐿. Yeah.
So
those are people that
give 'em
are
their
really
roses,
getting
man.
in there. Give them the roses. I like that idea about that segment. We're going to need to put a pin in that. I know you Talked about the pen, but Red August got to put a pen in that one. I like that one.
There's your pen.
He said, "I got your pen right here.
Yeah, Red August. I need a pen in
Sit
that
and
one.
spin."
Write that one on the grease board, brother. I need that one.
Grease board.
Grease board.
All right.
Calm down, man.
Well, all right.
Jay Diff be violent. He be violent sometimes.
Explain what a grease
Really,
board
man.
is.
Stop, man.
You lucky he's 40.
Yeah.
I know. I'd have been outside. All right. So how much time we got left, Long? We good? What, about 10?
About 6.
Oh man, I didn't know we went that far. I want to talk about. Stop, man.
We got some time.
Can we record Red August's giggle?
Can you get on with it?
I'm sorry, Lil Nas X, right?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know he was gonna go that long, but on the
Sorry.
foolishness. But this kid came out of nowhere with Old Town Road, and Billboard tried to hate because they said he wasn't country enough.
Was he?
Listen here,
I have
seen
some
it.
opinions on that, but go ahead.
All right, but
Real quick, I know nothing about this, so you don't have to talk to me. So, I can't wait to hear about what's going on.
So Spoolz, this kid, a young African American young man who decided to do a country / trap joint, right? So he got Billy Ray Cyrus on the remix.
I heard
Yeah.
he's spitting bars too.
Yeah,
Billy Ray Cyrus kind of flamed on that.
He
I
did
can't
kinda
even-
Jay
flame.
Moore did tell me about this.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
go ahead. You don't have to go through it all, but go ahead.
he did a little work. So basically, Spoolz, I'm just in a nutshell, Billboard is hating, saying he's not 100% country. Next thing you know, this is the #1 record in the country right now.
Well, they said that. Then they did the remix.
Right.
Oh, the Billy Ray Cyrus joint.
Billy Ray was like, "Oh yeah, well,
Yeah,
we'll do
so
this."
There's video of him in the studio, like, yo, we about to stunt.
Hey.
We
This
about
is
to
what
do
happened.
I think
though.
it's just some way to get Miley some clout in hip hop.
Yeah.
Maybe that's my.
He might be
maybe
a
that's
little-
my my conspiracy theory for that. That's my conspiracy theory for that one.
Yo,
you kind of left out a good piece of that story.
The way I understood it was the kid came out of nowhere, had the
I was
joint.
just about to explain it to
Go
you.
ahead, because what did I miss? Because clearly I missed it. What did I miss?
Right. I'm going to
Yeah,
explain
let's
it to you.
Please.
get on with it.
So the song had made the country chart.
I said that.
No, you didn't.
I said it was a country joint. They tried. Billboard
That's not what
tried
you
to.
said,
I
sir.
said Billboard tried to keep him from the country charts
Let me
because he made it.
let me tell the story because you didn't tell it
Quote
right.
me
sir.
right now. Quote me right.
Because you didn't say that.
I
The
said
song-
that. Run the tape
Mike,
back, Red
shut
August.
up.
Go ahead.
Be quiet.
We only have like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't care. We're gonna go over. Go ahead.
The song made the Billboard country chart.
Yes, sir.
They went back and said that it's not actually a country song. It wasn't the whole chart itself that they said we're taking it off. It ended up still charting in hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Once the Billy Ray Cyrus remix came out, now it's #1 on the chart. Period, across the board. Now, this is
for
my
him.
thing about the song. There were other hip hop songs that were country, possibly,
Yes, sir.
that weren't on the country chart. So you got Nelly had a song with
Tim McGraw.
Tim McGraw. Was that on the country chart?
I have to do some research
don't
on that one.
think so. I'd have to look that up.
I don't think so either.
I don't think that should be on any charts.
Don't do
I don't
that.
either.
I'm sorry.
Remember when 𝐀𝐁𝐿 made that bullshit ass song?
He
Which one?
did.
Accidental
I forgot the name
Racist.
of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've
That
talked
shouldn't
about
have
how
been shit.
horrible that.
Yeah,
that
that shouldn't have
shit's
charted
trash.
anywhere.
It shouldn't have charted anywhere.
I hope
But-
that didn't chart.
So bad.
My whole thing with it, I'm not really tripping on that.
Yeah.
As far as them not considering it country or whatnot.
Yes, sir.
My thing is you can't pick and choose who you decide can cross over though. So you have someone like Post Malone, who's the crossover king right now. He's all over the damn charts.
Super vulture.
Wherever he wants to be.
Yep.
So you have this other kid and you decide to take him down or whatever. And you can say it's not country, but you can't pick and choose who is and who isn't
So Mike,
in whatever genre. That's
agree
my
with
thing.
so Mike, remember earlier when you mentioned white privilege?
Yes.
That's one of them examples.
Is that what it
That's-
is?
that's
Thank
what
you,
that
sir.
is. Yeah.
But also,
I'm all for this kid. For the record, I'm all for this kid to win because I don't like when hip hop is used and culture vultures come in.
His
So
name is horrible though.
yeah, that name
unless
is trash.
his,
But I
unless
still
his
want him to
real
win.
name
though.
is Nasir Xavier,
Xavier.
like then I'll be like, all right, you can use. But how you going?
Fair enough.
X and Nas? Come on now.
His name
Um,
ain't. Yeah, his name has nothing. to
And he
do
got a
with
Lil
Nas.
in there too. So
Oh yeah, no.
Bridge the gap, right? Go ahead.
My whole thing is like,
Go ahead.
what
Stop,
was
man.
what was the precedent they
out
decided
to the
there
giggles.
was for them to take a song that was charting off the charts. Because if there's a country music station that's reporting to Billboard and they're playing a song, if country music fans are streaming it, then it deserves to be there. For you to make an arbitrary decision, because the same thing with, okay, Post Malone, if he's getting played on mainstream hip hop stations, and that's how that chart is built, then he deserves to be there, regardless of whatever you feel about him personally. So it happened all so fast. I'm not exactly sure if anybody is taking them to task for taking it off there and getting reasoning from them, but you know, hey, you know what? That publicity pushed and got him a feature with Billy Ray Cyrus, and now he has the number one song in the country. So it is what it is. That's how this whole game works now.
Charts are old and irrelevant, so are genres. We
can
talk about it some other time.
Yeah, that's
a fact.
They did him a favor by doing that, because nobody would have been listening to the song as much as they are now. And Billy Ray probably would have never knew or thought to jump on it.
Yeah, if Miley didn't reach out and tell him.
Checking them chicken cutlets.
Hey man.
Well, yo.
And on that note,
DJ Spoolz, DJ Jay Diff, Lonegevity, Jay Moore, Red August. I'm all thrown off because that's very funny. Shout out to everyone. We appreciate everyone checking us out. Make sure you check out our Patreon. Yes, patreon.com/New Old Heads. Check us out. We got some good things coming up. And we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Holla back.